right, so today we're going to talk about the log properties, and I'm going to give you the properties and then we're going to jump right into it. So there are three properties that we're going to talk about when we're looking at logs. And so the first one is if I have something that looks like this, log of A plus log of B. So I have two things that are being added together. This is the same as log of A times B. Now, you can go back and forth. If you have it in this condensed version, we can go backwards and we can separate it out. If I have something that looks like this, log of A minus log of B, this subtraction is going to be division. So I have log, and I only write it once, and it's going to be A divided by B. So another way to think about this is if it's not negative in front of it, it's always going to be in the numerator. If it is negative, it's going to be in the denominator. So I could have three things here, A and negative B and negative C, and I would have two things in the denominator. Okay? And then the last one is what we call the power rule. And the power rule is going to be log of, I'm just going to say A to the B power. All right, so if I want to break this out, the B comes up front, and I would have log of A. So any exponent that I have that's inside of my equation just gets moved to the front. Okay, so we're going to use the log properties to condense the expressions into a single logarithm. So first thing that you have to do, in fact, let me make a note here, is you have to check for same base. So here I have a base of 3, and I have a base of 3, and I have a base of 3. So they're all the same base, so I can combine them. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my power rule first. And so what this looks like is this whole thing condenses to log base 3 of A squared. So this 2 that I have out front becomes the squared. So the second one becomes log base 3 of B to the 5th. And this last one, I'm adding this, but that doesn't matter because if we look at what we have up here, we combine only if I have a log and a log. So these are already combined. So this doesn't simplify any more than that, A plus B. All right, so now I have this A squared, which is positive, and I have this B to the 5th, which is positive, and I have this, which is negative. And remember up here I said if it's negative, it moves to the denominator. So what we have here is log base 3 of A squared B to the 5th over A plus B. That's what the whole thing looks like. Okay? All right, so we go into this next one. I've got three things going on. So I'm going to look at just this power part first. So the first one becomes log of x plus 1 to the 1/2. This next one, the power comes over here, so log x squared. And then this last one is log of x squared to the 1/2 power. Okay, so I've got a lot of things going on. I have to check. This is log base 10, this is log base 10, and this is log base 10. So I'm good. I can combine them. So what I have here is I have one log, because I'm going to combine them. And when I have anything to the 1/2 power, this is the same as the square root. So this becomes the square root of x plus 1. So all of this is x plus 1. This x squared is subtracted, so it goes to the denominator. So this is x squared. And this is the same as x squared to the 1/2 power. So this is the square root of x squared. And when we have the square root of x squared, this is just x. So this whole thing simplifies to just x. So I can say times x, but to not get confused, I'm going to put this x out front right here. Okay, so one more step. I have an x here, I have an x squared down here in the bottom, so I'm going to simplify this one more time, and I'm going to say the square root of x plus 1 over x. And this is going to be my condensed form. Okay, all right, this next part says we want to expand. So easiest thing is just do your multiplication and your division, and then you do your power rule last. So I would have ln of x squared. This is in the numerator, so I'm going to add it. ln of y. This is in the denominator, so I'm going to subtract it. ln of the square root of a. Okay, so now I'm going to do powers. So this power is going to come out front. So I would have 2 ln x. There's no power on this guy, so it stays the same. And this has a power. So this is the same as a to the 1/2. So because this is the same, I'm going to pull the 1/2 out front, and I'm going to have ln of a. Okay, so let's look at this last one. So this last one, all right, so when we move to this one, I have this power that's out front. So I'm going to move the power out first. Now, the reason why I'm going to do the power here is because it's on the outside of the exponent versus this one where the power was on the inside of the exponent. So what I have here is 5 ln of x plus y. Now, this, that is so wrong, y'all. Hold on. This is 5 ln of xy. Now, because this 5 is now in the front of all of this, when I break this out, the 5 has to stay with both of these. So what I end up having is 5 ln of x plus 5 ln of y. Now, another way that you could have done this, and I'm going to do it over here just so you can see it, is we can distribute this 5 on the inside. We know we can do this too. So I have ln of x to the 5, y to the 5. So when I break this out, I would have ln x to the 5 plus ln y to the 5. And then that 5 comes out front. And it's what we have right here. Okay, so just 2 different approaches to that. Either one works. Okay, so this says evaluate the expression. So when we have this evaluate the expression, the first thing that we're going to do is simplify. And so we're going to simplify. If we see something that we can simplify right away, we're going to do it. Otherwise, we're going to condense. So if I look at this, this is 2 to the 6th. I can't turn a 2 into a 6. 2 to the 20, I can't do that one. And 2 to the 15, I for sure can't do this one. So what I have is log base 2 of 6 times 20 divided by 15. Now let's talk about this. This is positive. This is 20, it's positive. This is negative, it goes to the bottom. They're all base 2. So if I look at the math on this, if I have this 15, 5 goes in that 3 times, 5 goes in that 4 times, and 3 goes in this 2 times. So what I have is log base 2 of 8. Now, sometimes you might be done here, okay? But in this case, we're not, because what this really is 2 to the x equals 8. So 2 to the x equals 2 cubed. So this whole thing simplifies to 3. All right, let's look at this one. So I see a 4 and a 16. So 4 and 16, I know I can do some work. So I'm going to get this, use my power rule and get this 100 out of here first. So I'm going to take this 100 and pull it out front. So I have 100 log base 4 of 16. So what I'm going to do now is just evaluate this guy. So I have 4 to the x equals 16. So 4 to the x equals 4 squared. So all of this simplifies to 2. X, so same base, so x equals 2. So this gives me 100 times 2. So this whole thing becomes 200. And that's it.